Is National Volunteer Week. Acting CEO of Volunteering Victoria is Geoff Sharp, and he joins us on the wake-up call on this Tuesday morning. Geoff, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Mark. How are you and all your listeners?
Good, thank you. And a big shout-out to you and all our volunteers during Volunteering Week.
Indeed. It's a very special week for us this week, celebrating everything that's great about community. People doing stuff just because they care, looking after each other, doing all the good things. It's great. Great week.
Absolutely. Now, Geoff, to coincide with Volunteering Week, there's been a release charting a new course of volunteering, emerging opportunities in challenging times. Tell us a little about what's in the report.
Well, anyone who's involved with volunteers or volunteering, whether it's a sports club or a social club or a dance club or whatever sort of club or any sort of cause or group, you know all about this. It's getting harder and harder to get people to be volunteers right now. And, a lot of people have sort of changed their lifestyle after COVID. Things are getting pretty tight on the money front, and maybe you don't have as much money as you used to have to just be able to, drive down and help out, or maybe you're picking up an extra shift. There's all sorts of stories and reasons, and it's quite an issue for some clubs and groups, and we're just out here flying the flag saying, hey, whatever it is that you're passionate about or interested in, we know that there are groups, organizations, some of them formal and official, some of them informal, and they would be desperate for your help. They'd love to have you come along and help out in all sorts of different ways. And there's many different things that people are passionate about. There are that sort of volunteering opportunity out there in the community.
Absolutely. Now, I know in the report that, there's a certain demographic where you've seen a bit of a stronger drop-off, and that's 40 to 54-year-olds. Any reason for that?
Well, we don't actually know the reasons beyond those sort of top-level ones, and it's something that we've flagged, hey, let's really dig into this. But I think most of us kind of understand that a lot of things are changing for people and a lot of our lifestyle things. One of the things that's different is actually there's more volunteering happening in the community now than there ever has been, but a lot of it's kind of a bit more low-key and a bit more relaxed. And so some of those organizations that really count on knowing they've got a good, strong work group, maybe you need to turn out for a run on the weekend or a game, or organize some people to go around and sort out some landscape issues or an environmental program, or maybe it's just organizing some people to go and visit some other people who are a bit lonely and have a cup of tea. They need to know they've got a squad on deck to actually meet those needs. And so it seems that while we're volunteering as much as we ever have, that group in particular are doing less of what we call formal volunteering. We actually kind of sign up and say, yep, I'll be there, I'll turn up. Just because I think we're all a bit kind of more chill post-COVID about what we commit to. And I get it. I really do get it. Been there, done that. But, we need your help. We need your assistance out there in the community.
Geoff, you touched on an interesting point. Often when you think of volunteering, you think of obviously, the crisis side of what's going on. And, that's a very, very important part of it. And I'm talking about, organisations that, provide food, etc. But volunteering really by definition is, I guess, anyone that gives their time, isn't it, to help someone? And that could be a young child umpiring a basketball game almost.
Yep. It's everything from, look, just giving a member of your family a hand when things are a bit tough or they're in a tight spot, or a friend, or, it's volunteering is doing something because it needs to be done, because you want to help, not because it meets some prescription of what officially that is. And I think sometimes our ideas of volunteering are a little bit old and need to sort of change, because volunteering is just when we're out there helping out, not expecting to get anything in return. But I'll tell you what, anyone who's done any volunteering, how much you get in return. It totally fills the tank. Feeling a bit stressed at work, go and help out some people. Man, it makes such a difference. Just talk about getting some headspace or helping people. It really is amazing what it does for you. So, it's a great thing. It connects you with people, connects you with community. And, I get the pleasure of meeting volunteers this week all over the state, and I tell you what, I have never met such amazing people. It's quite humbling, and they're so inspiring. So, I always come away from this week feeling so energized about what people do and how people care for each other and how they demonstrate how community works. Because it doesn't matter. Elections don't work without volunteers.
Yep.
So many sort of community driving programs, park runs, club groups. I'm looking at a softball field where I'm sitting right now. They don't happen without community groups, op shops, art groups. All the best things about our community, they just don't happen without volunteers. And that's what's awesome about this week. We get to celebrate it. We get to recognize it, big or small, tiny. Maybe just know someone who's a bit lonely. Take them a cup of tea. Go and visit them. Maybe you've got a friend who needs a little bit of help. Maybe it's just to have a conversation. Maybe it's going to do something great and grand and change the world and, do something amazing that impacts all of us. Awesome. Go for it. That's volunteering. Nothing really ever happened of significance in this world except that it was started by a group of people who got together and said, this matters.
Absolutely.
We got to do something about this. Let's make this happen.
Now, each week here at Gold Central Victoria, we catch up with a wonderful lady called Helen Yorston from the Bendigo Volunteer Resource Centre, and she gives us a bit of a rap, and she's fantastic. So she gives us weekly updates. Mate, I was just going to give you one little self-indulgent story because we're just out of time, but it's about my son who lives in northern New South Wales. So he won't be listening, so I won't embarrass him, right? But he
what's the point then?
He owns a landscaping company up there, right? And earlier in the year, they were a bit quiet. So they threw something up on Facebook, and it basically said, if you're someone that, like an elderly person or someone that can't afford a landscaper, we've got a day or two free. Hit us up on Facebook, and we'll come to your place free of charge. And he said it was the best day. It was the best day. Yep. One of the best days he's ever had at work. And he got nothing for it. And I think that sums it up.
Absolutely. Look, Helen and the team there, they're based at the library. Go and have a chat with them about what you can do. If you're in a similar situation, just go for it. If you're even between jobs and you're wondering how do I get myself out and get going, that's a great place to start. Just get out and meet people and see community. As you say, you've got a bit of downtime in the office, round them up and see what you can do to help. Sometimes there's stuff you can do right from your office desk, to help out an organization. They might be trying to catch up on some correspondence or something with some groups, or they might need some filing done. I mean, it sounds pretty dull, but hey, some of those groups, they don't have a lot of money and they could really do with the help. So reach out to Helen. She and the team, they know what's happening in your patch, and they know everyone who's doing what and where. And they've always got lots of opportunities for people. Fantastic.
Well, Geoff, thanks for your time this morning on the Wake Up Call, and well done to you and to, as we said, especially all our volunteers during National Volunteer Week, which is on till May 26th. Thanks for your time this morning on the Wake Up Call at Gold Central Victoria.